Hi, this is Dr. Guy Fish. I'm pleased to be speaking with you today at the AdMeTech conference with respect to prostate cancer, a topic which is near and dear to my heart. I have a few simple messages to communicate to you this morning. The first is that prostate cancer is something we should all take seriously. But if you have a father, husband, son, uncle, then you also need to take prostate cancer seriously. Why? Because, let's face it, men have a hard time taking their own health seriously, and we need a little help. So, ladies, please get in the game with us. Number two, what is prostate cancer and why should we talk about it? Well, prostate cancer is among the leading causes of death for men in these United States, and it particularly is hard on Black and brown communities. The number one cause of death for men, well, it depends on how old you are. For Black and brown men under the age of 50, gun violence is certainly top of the list. But beyond that, we have the usual mortalities around cardiovascular death and cancer, and leading among cancer is prostate cancer in men. So let's take it seriously, because every time that a man dies prematurely of prostate cancer, that's a father, son, uncle who's not around to be at our birthday parties, at our celebration events. So let's make sure that generational wisdom and wealth and knowledge is passed down to our generations because they're around, not dying prematurely. So what is a prostate, and what does it mean to have prostate cancer? The prostate is a gland that is involved in the men's urological system. It's about the size of a walnut. It sits underneath the bladder, and it provides lubrication for sperm as they usher forth to produce children. Now, that gland is going to be there from the time that a man is born to the time that he dies. And along the way, like most organs in the body, those cells know what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to produce the fluids that I mentioned. They're supposed to reproduce themselves in an orderly way and die off in an orderly way, just as liver cells and kidney cells and heart cells do all the time. But in the prostate gland, there's a possibility of cancer developing. And cancer means that the cells have forgotten who they are. They've forgotten certain rules about not continuing on forever, acting like they're immortal. And when that happens, they grow and grow and grow, and then they make a tumor, which can then seed other parts of the body and into places where it shouldn't be, such as the liver or the lung or the brain. So what we want to do when we are able to is to use the tools and technologies that God has made available to us through human intelligence to detect prostate cancer early. Early detection and prevention are the keys to getting to better outcomes with respect to any cancer, but particularly for men in prostate cancer. So the good news is that it is actually fairly easy to detect prostate cancer early on. What is that, and how do you do that? Well, the first thing you need to do is, again, recognize that you should be checking up on your health with your doctor. So men, let's schedule those doctor's appointments. We know we don't do that, but we really need to get a scheduled doctor's appointment. And in that doctor's appointment, ask them to please check our prostate. Why? Because African American and brown men have a higher rate of death from prostate cancer. It's not that our biology is different. It's that largely we don't let it become detected until it's too late to do something about it. Most men who have a prostate that is developing a tumor will probably die of other things many, many years later. But some may require surgery because it's moving aggressively or is at risk of spreading. And in that case, there are prostate surgeries which are done mostly robotically these days and minimally invasive, so you don't have to have a big scar like in the past. So what I'm describing is a journey which should engage you in terms of your desire to be here for your children, your grandchildren, your wife and family. It isn't scary. It's just a necessary type of screening that you need to do to be mindful of how you are doing, how your body is doing. You need to take ownership of that. The most important thing of everything that I'm saying is that you need to own this. You need to be an advocate for your own well-being. If your PSA and your prostate exam are going up, you may want to have more specialized testing done. There are new tests that are on the market which are helpful in determining which of these tumors are actually aggressive and which ones are pretty indolent, and you can let them sort of not be bothered with for a while until it changes its characteristic. But you really have to be an advocate for your own health. And that's the most important differentiator between the outcomes in Black and brown communities and the majority of population. How aggressive are we being, making those appointments, speaking to the doctors about what we want, and following up on those test results? That's up to you. And it's really up to you to ensure that you're here for your loved ones. So my personal history, my father died of prostate cancer. It was detected a little bit too late for much to be done. He was someone who, like most men, didn't really get his physical exams in on a regular basis and went on to pay the consequences. So I don't want that for you. I just had my annual exam last week. My PSA is in a normal range, thank God. And I will check it again next year. So I hope that when next time we meet, you can tell me that you've done the same. Thank you so much.